Okay, so now we're going to look at going into chest-to-chest half-guard passing. Previous 2 weeks we looked at using our Toriandos to get to camping. I gave you a couple options off camping, and then we left off with just moving to chest-to-chest half-guard and passing from there. So there's a couple different ways we can do it. I'm going to look at this first one here. I'm in chest-to-chest half-guard, and I'm going to look to give her the underhook. So a lot of times you're looking to get the underhook to pass from here. I'm going to go ahead and just give her the underhook. So she goes ahead and grabs the underhook. Now for her to effectively use this, she needs to post on this and start coming up into me, yes. So as soon as she does this, we're going to look to shoot for a body lock. So I give her this underhook, and I'm going to shoot this arm, left arm here, as deep as I can, and connect for my body lock. And as soon as I get this, I'm just going to look to flatten her back on the mat. I'm going to loosen my grip up a little bit just because it's an extremely tight body lock with this arm, and this is probably the worst one you can put on. So I'm just going to use I'll show you different configurations, but I'm just using a gable grip now for the sake of her back. So we're here, and now we're just going to look to start tripoding up. So we're going to take our head to either the far shoulder or the mat. I'm just going to tripod up, and we're going to get our butterfly hook in, and then open the legs up. So now from here, I'm trying to keep my weight off her just because this is a horrible position to be in. Ideally, I'd be putting all my weight on my partner. But for the sake of her and me being much heavier, I'm just leaving some pressure. So I would ideally be tripoded up. I'm going to butterfly this hook, and now you can either swisher your foot over and then move to side control, or you can get your butterfly hook in and take this right leg that's in the middle and just scooch it up for a double butterfly, and then you can start moving to a mounted position. So I'll show you again one more time from this side, and then we'll switch to the other side to where you can see my grip configuration. So we're in chest-to-chest half guard. I give her the underhook and let her start building up into me. As soon as this arm comes up, I shoot this through, and I glue my head to this far shoulder here. And then I'm going to look to pin her down to the mat here. And I'm going to start tripoding up, get my butterfly hook in, and then now you can take your leg out, either pommel it over and move to side control, or you can just bring this one up through the middle and move the mount, which is my preferred method. So we're going to switch around so you can kind of see my grip. The 3 different grips you can use, it's going to be dependent on how big your partner's waist is and the condition of your wrist. So you can do a butterfly grip, which is what I'm going to use just for the sake of her back, because it's the loosest circle, if you can see. We're going to use a gable grip, which tightens the circle, or the tightest one, which is my preferred method when I'm actually rolling, is the butterfly grip, because this is the smallest circle. This is what's going to be horrible, and your partner will probably just let you pass if you do a butterfly grip on them. So this is my preferred grip. I'm not going to do that on her because it's a lot of pressure, and we're filming, so I'm not trying to kill her. So I'm just going to be using this for the sake of filming, so this is what you'll see. So we're here, chest to chest. Maybe I got the underhook, but I'm just going to let her have the underhook. She's going to have to start building up to use it. As soon as she does, this one shoots through as deep as I can get it. I want my elbow pit touching her ribs. I'm going to lock up. You can do 10-finger, gable grip, butterfly. I'm going to do 10-finger for now. I'm going to look to pin her back down. I now effectively have this arm trapped. I can start tripoding up, get my butterfly hook in, and then take it up here and move into your mounted position. So now we're going to look at These next three will be using a reverse crossface. We're gonna look at first just using a scoop grip to pass your partner's guard. So she's here, chest to chest half guard. I'm gonna take this hand here. This is a normal crossface. I'm gonna go over her head for a reverse crossface. And I'm just gonna look to switch my hips like so. Some people play it, sometimes I'll play it with my leg kind of shelved up here. I'll show in a minute why you would do that. And then typically I just play right here. This is a pretty stable position. If she starts moving around, I kind of got my weight evenly distributed so I can monitor. So she's got her feet crossed. I'm gonna just take this right arm and scoop her leg here. And then I'm gonna look to extend. So if you keep them crossed, I'm gonna look to extend my right leg and then pull this leg up just a little bit. Just enough to pull this out, post out, and then take your side control pin. So I'll show it again from this angle here, chest to chest half guard. I switch from a regular crossface to a reverse crossface, and then I'm gonna switch my hips into this position. She's gonna have them crossed. If someone hasn't uncrossed, I can literally just take my leg out like that. So no one's gonna let you do that. They're gonna cross them, so it makes it hard to just pull my leg out. So this is why we have the scoop grip. It kind of weakens the ankles. If they're still crossed with the scoop grip, you can extend a little bit to make room here. You can see this big hole, and then just pull my leg out. And then drive her hips this way and take your side control pin. So we're going to show it here from the other side just so you can see kind of what's going on here. We have regular crossface, reverse crossface, switch our hips. We're going to scoop grip under this leg, open the leg up, and then look to take our leg out and drive her hips this way so we have a good side control pin here. Make sure to take this arm out so you don't leave it, because you can get reverse triangle from here. So as soon as I drive this over, I look to limp arm out. I don't just try to pull. I look to take my shoulder to the mat and then limp it out. This also kind of prevents them from just pushing your head into the reverse triangle. You're taking your head away from that submission, and then you can just kind of limp arm out, and you're safe here in your side control pin. So now we're going to look at entering the legs. So people that like to enter the legs, we're going to go into cross ashi from here. So I'm in my reverse or chest to chest half guard. We're going to have the reverse cross face, and for this one, when I switch my hips, I do need to get my bottom leg shelved up on here. So you can kind of try to do that as you're switching your hips, put it on here, or if it's under here, just kind of lift and shelf your leg here. So do the same thing, grab a scoop grip, and then we're going to look to post with our left hand and slide our knee across her waist. So we're just going to look to start sliding, post, until you end up in your cross ashi position from here. You can, because we're close enough, if she still has her feet crossed, then we can collect the secondary leg. If she uncrosses them, then we're good to start attacking like our heel hook and go into our cross ashi series. I'm going to show again from this side, and I'll go the other side so you can see we have our reverse cross face. We switch our hips. Maybe we decide to go into the legs now. We're going to look to get this leg already across the hips. Right hand scoop grip, post, and then start sliding yourself across her hips until you get into your reverse or cross ashi position. You'll want this heel connected here so your knees are safe and you're already in a good attacking position, you can start going into your attacks or collect the secondary leg to prevent her escapes. So go ahead and turn around. We're gonna reverse cross face. We're gonna look to get this leg across the shin. Scoop grip here. Go ahead and post and get yourself kind of riding on her body. You can sit here for a second, because I mean, if anything, if they buck, they're just gonna buck you right into cross ashi. I'll just continue my loop and then lock my feet, so they kind of speed up the process. So if you need to, you can pause here for a second to change your base. So I'm here. It's gonna be kind of awkward, me moving my base this far back. So now that I'm sitting here for a second, I can move my post and start moving into a more stable position. So I can change my post and use her body as kind of like a stopping point, like rest on there and post. Because remember, like I said, the worst they're gonna do is buck you right into cross ashi, which is what you wanted anyways. So their best bet is to just kind of not spaz around. Okay, so now we're gonna look at the final one is moving into mount here from the reverse underhook. So I got chest to chest, half guard here. I got my reverse cross face. I'm gonna look to switch my hips. I'm gonna leave my leg underneath because I'm going to mount. I'm not going to the legs anymore. For this one, I need to get the underhook. So I'll switch around here after this so you can see. There's a couple different ways you can do this. You can try to fight it and swim it in, or maybe if she's keeping it up where I can't swim it in, I'm gonna look to start threatening submission. So maybe threatening a Americana, maybe threatening a Kimura, but you just need to figure out some way to get this underhook here. And when we get this underhook, we're gonna look to start going back to chest, and we're gonna try and shoot our arm that has the underhook as high as we can get it. So when I look to go back to chest, I'm gonna look to try and shoot this as high as I can get it because I wanna get a good head and arm to start going to mount. If I can get it this high already, then I can leave my head on this same side I had it, do the same series tripod up, get your butterfly hook in, and then take mount here. I'm gonna go ahead and switch it around because it'll be easier to see. We're in our reverse cross face here. We're gonna look to somehow get the underhook. If she's trying to like bridge me away like that, I already have the underhook. If she's keeping it kind of tight, then I might need to start trying to push this off to get the underhook. I just need to somehow get this underhook. So once I get it, take my left hand, start posting it out to go back to chest, and I'm gonna try and shoot as high as I can get this. And then if I get it all the way up here, I can go ahead and collect the head and arm, keep my head on this side, tripod, butterfly hook in to open it up, and then just move over into mount. If you can't get it this high, sometimes you just have someone much bigger than you, you get the underhook, but you can't get it this high. We're still gonna look to go back to chest, so she's kind of keeping it low where I can't get it up. I'm gonna look to move my head to the other side. So I go back to chest, I need to move my head this side, and I'm gonna have underhook and overhook. I'll switch back around so you can see the overhook. If I leave it on this side, then I'm susceptible to being rolled over if she just bridges really hard. She can trap and roll me. So it's important, if you can't get the elbow higher than the shoulder, you need to switch her head over. So when she goes to do that trap and roll, all my weight's on this far side here, so it's gonna be ineffective. Once I'm here, same thing, tripod up. Then I'm gonna look at butterfly hook, and then take this, I'm gonna stay tripod, I'm just gonna take this right leg over. Traditionally, we show this kind of like the knee cut that I showed earlier. You can tripod and come to the baseball slide, but we're looking to go to mount with this one. So I'm gonna tripod and just take this knee out and step right over in the mount. So she switches back around for this one. So you can see the overhook, have reverse crossface. I got the underhook, but she's keeping it low. Still go back chest to chest, but now I need to move head here. Grab this overhook, tripod up, butterfly hook down, and this leg just steps over in the mount. And then now you can take your strong mounted position, and you're in a good position to start basing up and doing all your mount attacks.